Hello and welcome to another week's edition of the Weekly Waller Review Show. Once again, Chris is just dressed in black, and we'll press on with a busy week's review show. Last week we had A&R and Canberra last Wednesday. They were both very good winners.
Very good. Yeah, promising horses, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Heading in the right direction, and got a lot of nice 3-year-olds either just stepped out or about to step out, so looking forward to them in the coming months.
Absolutely. And then on Saturday we had a quickfire treble with Wayanka in the steward's room and Zumbelina in quick defence.
Yeah, it was good to see us getting a bit of luck for a change, especially the steward's room. He's been a good horse, Wayanka. Certainly appreciates 1400 and good firm track. Yeah, and I think it's some good rides certainly helped the cause on Saturday. I think it was 3 different jockeys. Huey, Brenton. Brenton 2 and Glenn 1. Yeah. So those rides helped. Zumbelina, great to see her back in good form on a good track again. Given a gun run by Glenn. And quick defence, overdue but well deserved. So
absolutely.
Yeah, it was a good payday all round.
Okay, we'll head straight to
voice.
Yeah, very sick.
No good.
Party.
Yes.
Too many liquors. Yeah. Right, Randwick race 2. My Nordic Hero, Lee McGorian second up.
Great race first up for 2 years, and probably taken the edge off him a little bit, but extra distance will suit. And he looks to be a promising horse, so with the claim with Lee, it's going to bring him into it. It's not far away from the win, but I'd say he's still one more run away.
That's fair enough. And Valadero, barrier 2, Glenn Schofield.
Yeah, forget our start, he was 3 wide with no cover, first up at Randwick. He's better than that performance, and he's drawn to get a much better run on Saturday, so look for an improvement.
Okay, we're straight into race 4, the Bill Ritchie, where we've got have McCrory in barrier 8 in Hugh Bowman. Yeah,
awkward gate, especially with the big weight, but yeah, needs to run here or the George Wayne. Probably leaning towards this race. First up, probably a little bit plain, but it was that day at Randwick that it was hard to make up ground. Track was also very firm. Hopefully better track conditions on Saturday, which will see him finish off well 2 weeks out from the Epsom.
We also have Tom Melbourne, who's also in both races.
Yeah, he's likely to run here because he's drawn so well. He's been running very consistently for us. The 2 runs have seen him run good seconds. It should be very hard to beat on Saturday.
And we also have Down on the Minimum coming through. Impressive first start winner.
Very good win. As you see, nice lightweight. Michael Walker rides again. Draw down a little bit. Had to make his own luck first up and leading. Hopefully there's a genuine bit of speed in the race to suggest he can get a bit of cover. He's going well. He's had 4 weeks between runs and 2 weeks out from the Epsom. Couldn't have him in better shape.
Okay, into the Group 1, George Main. We have McIntosh, Glenn Schofield, barrier 2.
Good run first up on the day that it was hard to make up ground. He'll appreciate the extra distance. Nice draw. Should get a nice tag in behind. The likely speed being a Red Excitement and Ecuador. Getting a lovely run.
And we've already touched on McCrory and Tom Melbourne, so straight into Winks.
Winks, what more can you say? She's picture perfect to look at. Her work's been very good since her last start win. Expect there to be more pressure in Saturday's race, which is certainly going to suit her. Let's face it, first 2 runs have been sit sprints and hard to make up ground, yet she's done a good job to haul in the leader on each occasion. Should get a lovely run. Her work's been spot on. She's ready to go.
Okay, and we also have Foxplate, barrier 3.
Second up, obviously first up she did run second behind Winks. Don't think you can get any better form than that.
No.
She trialled last Friday, so that was over 1200, ensuring her fitness there was high enough. She's a very good racehorse, a winner at weight for age in her own right over the mile at Randwick. She's drawn to get a lovely run. should be hard to beat.
Okay, we'll go into the Kingston town where we've got a big team with Who Shot the Bomb and Barrier 4.
Reasonable run first up. The 2,000 metres will suit him better. I'm happy with his fitness levels going into this race, but obviously he'll improve over 2,400.
And Libran?
Exactly the same. Well, it was good to see him show, but a good run first up. He might have finished at the tail of the field, but he got a positive report from Glyn. Ran through the line well, and his work's been good since.
Antonio Giuseppe, Thailand, Barrier 12.
Yeah, shame he's drawn so wide because he's ready to win this horse. He's got good form lines coming out of a Group 1. Group 2 mile race last start at weight for age. He's well suited by the set weights and penalties. He's going really well up to a more suitable distance, just needs an ounce of luck from the gate.
And Kinemo, who's trialled since his first up run.
Yeah, he's going to need a lot further. He wasn't competitive in his trial over the short distance, but starting to get back to a more suitable trip. But I'd say you need 2,400 plus to get the best from him.
And last but certainly not least, Life Less Ordinary.
Along with Antonio Giuseppe, a best chance in the race. Drawn really well, his 2 runs back have been fantastic. Last start on weight for age company. 2,000 metres will suit. Saturday's a big race for him. It'll be telling us whether or not he's on track for some Group 1 targets later in the spring.
Okay, and into the last we have Dagny. Yeah, resuming.
Yeah, trialled very well, very promising horse. You might think she's a wet tracker, but I certainly don't. Last prep, she did a good job, but should have probably won a few more races. Just things went against her. She's come back in great shape. She'll run a cheeky race.
Okay, we'll fly down to Flemington for the Bobby Lewis Quality Group 2. Japan me.
Yeah, he was going to race in Sydney, but looks a very strong race in the shorts, so we've dodged that and head to Melbourne. He's performed well up the straight before. You could question his fitness first up over 1,200 down the straight. It's very hard to win at your first up run, so I respect that, but he should get a nice run and he seems to have come back well, so if he can finish in the top 5, I would suggest he's in for a good prep.
We also have in the last Amavatio from the wide barrier 15.
Yeah, big weight of 60.5 plus the wide gate. It's never easy for him. I guess he's just got to go back. He's got Oliver aboard and just look to finish off strongly as he always does.
Okay, we'll fly up to Doomben now, where we have My Giuliano from barrier 1 in the 2,200 metre benchmark race.
It's an easier race for him. He's drawn well. We're riding a bit more conservative on Saturday. He drew wide last start. He went forward. It didn't suit. So he'll appreciate the drop in grade. Hopefully he can find some form.
And the rumour file with Larry Cassidy.
Much better run last start. He's drawn a bit wide on Saturday. We'll go back. Time has run a bit better. He might have got to the front a bit early last start. Reports are he's trained really well and looks well heading into Saturday's race.
Okay, going into race 5 we have Carissimo for her second start up there.
Yeah, much better run last start over a short distance. She settled better and finished off strongly. I think stepping up to 1350 will suit and certainly drawn well.
Into the Class 3 1350 we have Torgerson, Michael Cahill.
Very well suited under the set weights scale. He's a Class 3 horse with a very high rating, so although he's got 59, if it was a benchmark race he'd have 69 basically against some of these, so certainly weighted to get every chance to return to form. His work's not that convincing. Trialled fair on Tuesday, so let's hope he can run a bit better than that and get back to some better form as he should be racing in.
Okay, in race 8 Parker's heads up there for the mile open handicap.
He's going up there for some confidence. He's been a bit disappointing. We've dropped him back in trip. We'll ride him quiet and hope that he can get a bit of confidence being ridden that way.
Now we'll just quickly duck back to Newcastle on the Friday, where we have Syed in the Newcastle Cup.
Well, my voice has had enough, so what do you think?
Well, I think he near enough wins had he got a more
yeah, he's got
a better ride last start.
No, he's drew wide the other day and had no luck. He's drawn perfectly on Friday.
Barrier 1, Kieran, get the gun run. Yeah. Hard to beat. And in the Spring Stakes, Marivi, well, had all 3 starts there. Knows the track.
I ran it last start.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we forget about that one.
He's going great. Couldn't fault him. Attitude's perfect.
Well, he knows how to win there.
Yeah. Mile will really suit. He's a really good horse. He's still 6 months away, but I think he's good enough to win.
And then?
And then decide whether he goes on or spells. So no rush with him this spring. Give him time, and he'll be a Group 1 horse through and through.
Perfect. That's all we need to know.
And El Lou.
Oh yeah, El Lou. Blake Shin.
Yeah, drawn very wide. Questionable whether she runs. Might save her for the Shannon next week. But she's going well enough if she gets a bit of luck from the draw.
Okay. Well, that's a busy weekend of running. Anything else to add?
Summer solstice.
You going to mention her?
Might as well.
We'll go through the whole card then.
Okay.
What about Summer Solstice?
Probably need the run, but she's a promising horse. Don't discount her completely.
And Smooth Whiskey?
He's come back well.
Very well.
Trial
Small
and
fields.
Hopefully he's a new horse's prep. Wouldn't normally think he could win over 1200, but he's trialled very well. Small field. If he doesn't win, he'll be the headline horse at the end of the meeting.
And saving the very best till last. The best horse in the stable. Bella Galliano.
It's 2300. Getting there slowly, but needs to improve.
Have a lovely weekend, folks.